Hello everyone. Today I'm going to make a video. I don't think xtool is going to be pretty happy with me about this video, but I don't think they care. I don't think they pay attention to my channel because it's so small. So here we go. Since I got the 40-watt laser upgrade, and so what I did was I started preparing, making a list of parts, because I thought just having this 10-watt frame and the gantry and everything was just a waste of materials just sitting there. And it's a perfectly good gantry. I started doing some research. I contacted xtools to see if maybe I could buy parts for a frame. They don't allow that, obviously, because why would they want to sell you a frame when they could sell you a whole machine? So I started looking into it, and I wanted to get the extension for my 40-watt laser module. And after looking into it a little bit further, I found that, once you remove that, you get these, which are the side plates. So then I thought, well, maybe I can do something with that. So I've got the side plates, I've got the X gantry, so all I need is a few other parts, and I should be good, right? Well, let me take you on this adventure. The thing that was the hardest for me to procure was one of these plates. Now, this is taken off of my other machine because I had some issues with one of these, and I have to put some spacers in there to get it to work, because this one's a little out of spec. So they sent me a new one. And so then I started thinking, well, I can just use this as a template. So what I did was I took a piece of 3mm aluminum, because this is made out of 3mm aluminum, and I started making a template. As you can see right here, this is the first template I made. It's not bad, but definitely wasn't perfect. And as you can see, I didn't really like the way it sat. So what I did was I took this and I transferred it onto a piece of aluminum. And at first I started just manually trying to drill it out, and then I thought, well, I can shape it later. Then I remembered I had a jigsaw, and so I drew out the pattern and I roughly cut it out with a jigsaw. Then I laid it out, and I got all the holes in there, and I tapped them, the ones that needed to be tapped, because there's 3 holes that needed to be tapped, and voila. Now, I did mess up on that hole. It was a little low, and so what I did was I just moved it off to the side and raised it a little bit, because what these are for these rollers to sit on the rails. And as long as they're the same height, it's fine. It shouldn't matter too much, as long as they're the same height and not the same, because the height is what matters, not the width. But yeah, so this adventure basically is to create a 10-watt laser module, Frankenstein together with pieces that I've made, pieces that I've had from xtool's extra parts. And today's video is mainly about getting the X gantry ready to go. I've gotten everything together. When I got my extension kit, they sent me a few parts extra that will help out. They sent me these cable, what are they called? The timing belt clips. So that's perfect. That works great. So those are going to go on these two gantries. They sent me some extra screws, some extra things that I needed. They sent me this bag of with my 40-watt. They sent me this bag of extra screws. So this will help me put together the gantry. So let me go ahead and start assembling this. This one, there's one extra hole because that's where the the timing belt goes. So I did measure it and I drew a line, so I'm gonna go ahead and drill that hole out and chamfer it, and we'll see how that works. Hopefully it's in the right spot, but I'm not too worried about the placement on that one because I can always just kind of make it bigger. As long as the screw doesn't go all the way through, it should be fine to hold it still. Alright, we're back, and I did get that hole drilled. I did mess up a little bit, as you can tell. It's a little oblong, but I mean, it works. And the main important part is that the screws are in there and then it's square. So let's go ahead and get these things assembled and see if it works. Hopefully it does. I'm pretty sure it will. And if you're wondering why I didn't do this with a CNC machine, I don't have one. Even one of those little desktop CNCs I don't have. But it is important that you learn skills, and I think that this is an important skill that helped me know that I can fabricate parts without any other machines other than my, you know, a few basic tools and the will to do it. Now I would possibly use a power tool on this, but I like to be able, since this is the first time I'm really assembling it, I wanted to be able to feel the screws and not make them too tight or too loose. All right. Now, that is perfect. Oh my gosh, I'm impressed with myself with this. I'm sorry, but it's, for me, that is something else. All right, so now we just got to put this other side on. Let's see if I have more of these screws for it. Pretty sure I have them around here somewhere. All right, give me a second. All right, so there we go. We have an assembled X gantry, and we're ready to rock and roll with this thing. The only thing we need now are the extra parts that need to be, I'm working on them right now. I've got one thing that needs to be delivered still, but I thought I'd start getting these videos out because it's going to be a quick process once it starts coming together. Here, I want to just show you guys the test fit real quick. And see there's no play or slop in that. It rolls perfectly up and down. So this is part one. Stay tuned for more parts. I don't know how many it's going to take, but it will definitely take a few. I'm going to continue this this series until this is put together, and I'll share with you guys my successes, my trials, the things that I've done wrong, the things that came across, and I'll also include a parts list for everything that I had to put together, so that way you can maybe, if you want to try this, start working on getting those together. If you like this video, subscribe, so that way you get the rest of the series if you're interested in it. That way we can kind of show xTools that people do want this, and people want to be able to use the other parts and cobble together a machine. And if you want to try this, you're more than welcome to try it. I'll put out what I have on in the description, and I hope you have a good one. I'll talk to you guys later.